Hello, divine beings. This is Crystal with We Are Magic. Ashe, how are y'all doing? Just want to check in. I'm starting to feel a lot better. The swelling is starting to go down. I'm weaning myself off the prednisone, so that's awesome. I want us all to wake up. And I know everyone has a divine purpose and, everyone has a contract and a certain way of doing things, but I just know how important you are. Everyone has a higher self, including you. That person that's already sitting on heavenly places, that person that goes, hey, you shouldn't be doing that. And you're like, oh, that's my conscious. No, that's you. That consciousness, that essence, that spirit, that energy, that prana, that breath, that's you. That's your divine being. You're just an avatar. Being living in a vessel. So you're limited right now, in a sense. The touching and the vessel and this place that we live here called Earth. I'm gonna ask you a question. When you sleep at night, do you jump? And you know what I mean by jump in your sleep, like fall? Do you ever feel like you're falling in your sleep? Like to the point where you go, boom! And you're like, and you'll wake up. Sometimes you wake up and you go, you take a deep breath and you're like, oh God, I got sleep apnea. No, you were traveling. When you went night-night, your spirit was like, psh, poof. More will do that. But yes, you travel. You go places. You go different dimensions, different realities. Whether you believe it or not, that's what your oversoul does. Like I said, if you just really knew, and you know how the religious community tells you your third eye is demonic, by you saying that your third eye is demonic, you are calling Creator demonic, because Creator makes no mistakes. They don't want you to wake up. They don't want you to be divine. And when I say they, you know who I'm talking about. The puppet masters of this matrix. I hope y'all can hear me. I don't have a mic on. I'm literally just talking to my phone here. But yeah, they don't want you to wake up. They don't want you to know that you're powerful. What they don't want us to do is to come together and wake up to your full ascension, to your full light being, to your full embodiment of who you truly are. Think about it. Wouldn't you want your higher self to take over your life? Think about your life. Mine's a shit show. I'm obviously not doing it right. But my higher self knows what's best for me. She's pretty badass. So, with that being said, I fully embodied my higher self years ago. Invited her in before I even knew fully who she was. She had already revealed herself to me, but I was in religion at the time, and I thought what I saw was something demonic, and it wasn't. It was me. It was me. And fear. They implant fear in you at a very young age. They implant programming in you. They will say things like, if you love your neighbor as yourself, but they never teach you how to love yourself. So basically, with that being said, you will do more for everybody else and just throw yourself to the wayside. You will continue to mistreat yourself and tolerate abuse and tolerate narcissism, tolerate gaslighting, tolerate every unimaginable thing you could think of for anybody else. You'll let them do it to you while you're just pouring in and pouring in and pouring in. That is that slave master bullshit that they have put on the collective. Slaves, obey your masters. Or if someone slaps you, offer them the other cheek. It's bullshit. I have a goal here, and that is to awaken you all to your higher self, to your divine essence, your power, Your I am presence. You know, when Jesus said, I am, he knew who he was. And he's not the only Son of God. We are all children of the Most High Source Creator God. All of us. That's why he said, everything I do, you can do too, and more. He was trying to wake people up, and you know what they did? They killed him. They killed him. And then they perverted his doctrine and made him out like this hippie, and that's not what he was. Like when they say, oh, Jesus never got angry. What Bible did you read? Because he flipped fucking tables over. He called people snakes and vipers and hypocrites. Called a poor woman a dog, all because she was wanting him to heal her child. It's not good to give the children's food to the dogs, is what he told her. And you know what she said? Well, even the dogs eat the food that fall from the master's table. And he was just like, when he offended people, and his disciples were like, you know, you offended them, because they left him. He looked at them and said, y'all want to go too? Like I said, I don't know what preacher, what Bible they read out of, but that's why I left the church 3 years ago. Because I actually read the Bible, and what I was learning in church was not what I was reading in the Bible. So then religious people say, well, that's your perception, Crystal. That's your interpretation. No, I just read it. I read it exactly what it said. There was no interpretation. I read exactly what it meant. It's the words are just, it's simple. It's no switching it. It's no flipping it. What I learned is it's bullshit. We pick and choose what we think is right and what is good and what is bad. Well, let me tell you something. I am balanced. You will never hear me call myself a light worker again, because I'm also a shadow worker. I am positive. I am negative. I am happy. I am angry. I am light. I am dark. I am peace. I am chaos. I am creation. I am destruction, because I'm balanced. I love my shadow self. My shadow self is not bad. It's not bad. It's a part of me. And you have a shadow too. And believe it or not, the divine beings have shadows. This is part of the game. So for you to sit there and say, I don't have any hatred in me and I have no anger in me, you're a fucking liar. You're a liar. You are a liar. And you know you're a liar. Because especially you influencers, when those cameras go off and you're not doing perfect selfies and you're not out here, you know, trying to get these followers and impress people, you still go off on your family. You still get very angry. You still look at yourself in the mirror and hate yourself. And spirit is not about that life. And you will get called out on it. So I accept my shadow self. I accept the fact that I'm not perfect and that I am learning and I am growing and I have not reached enlightenment. And I even know who my higher self is. I know who my highest self is. I know who my aspects are. And yet I'm still in this amnesia state of learning and growing, because that's how this game works. And even the ones who can read Akashic Records, they're still learning. They're still growing. No one's made it. You're not. Look, we're all source. But while you're here, I'm Crystal. I'm Crystal. I am Crystal trying to wake up my family. And this division bullshit in the light worker community, where they're like, ah, dark is bad. Dark is mother. Who are you calling bad? Dark is not wicked. You're talking of wickedness. And if you are spreading division in the starseed and divine community, you're wicked. You're no different than the religious people. You might as well just go on back to church, boo. If you want to sit there and act like all you do is talk to angels and you don't deal with anything else but the Pleiadians and the Octurians, you have aspects out here. You have jinns, you have the elementals. Accept all aspects of yourself. Don't hide them, and damn sure don't ignore them. Don't you dare ignore it, because it's going to fester and come out in the worst way possible. So what you do, that shadow self, heal it. Love your, that's you. That's you. My shadow, it's a plethora of things. My shadow likes this, the imposter syndrome that I have. She likes to spout that shit. She also is very scared of everything. Like when I met my shadow finally, and she was creepy. It was crazy. She was scared. She was scary looking, but she wasn't scary. She was like, you shouldn't have a YouTube channel. I mean, it was my voice talking to me, but it was a shadow. You shouldn't have a YouTube. There's crazy people out there, and you're putting your family in danger. And she just kept going on and on and on and on. And I was just sitting there listening to her, and I'm like, oh my God, you're right. I shouldn't be doing this. What am I doing? I mean, she almost got to me, because that's the programming that they have beat up in my subconscious mind. It was a breakthrough. And I looked at her and I grabbed her by her little shoulders and I said, I appreciate you. I know you're just trying to protect me, but the ancestors told me what I'm supposed to do, and this is what we're going to do. And we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay, I promise. And I hugged her. And then she went into me. Is she still off the chain? Of course she is. She's me. So, I mean, ugh, it's ridiculous. But I'm not going to be like mean to her like I used to be. I used to be like, shut the fuck up, just attack. And that's not how you heal your shadow self. You heal it with love and understanding and knowing that you're not perfect and it's okay. This has gone too long. This probably won't even fit on the IGTV. I will talk to you all later. I love you, and thank you for hanging out with me. Remember, we are magic. We are not perfect, but we are one, and we're going to be okay. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Did I just, bars? Was those rhymes? Did I just do that? I just did that. I love y'all. Talk to y'all later. Bye.